The Nissan Sentra is entirely redesigned for 2026, but it's still coming to us with a straightforward, naturally aspirated 2-liter inline-4 motor and a continuously variable transmission. So, does that simpler format mean less fuel economy on the highway than some of its peers and competitors? Tonight we find out. Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test on the 2026 Nissan Sentra SR. In this test, we're going to head out on the highway and do 50 miles out and 50 miles back, averaging 70 miles per hour to get a realistic fuel economy number for this compact sedan. And before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Yes, looking cool, particularly in this two-tone orange paint job and these wheels, the new Nissan Sentra. Providing a lot of extra tech goodies inside as well, but overall still the Sentra that we've known for quite some time, and I respect and appreciate Nissan for just soldiering along with this nameplate, because some people like their Sentras, and I gotta say, if you like a good looking car, this one is pretty darn cool. So if you do want to see more on the Sentra, check the link below for our full pros and cons review. We also have a dedicated sound system review with the Bose 8-speaker sound system, so you can find that linked below as well. So why do we do this test? Well, the EPA's highway fuel economy test, which gives the Sentra 36 miles per gallon, and that test only averages 48 miles per hour. We know there are plenty of people who do big, long, higher speed miles on the highway and would like to know what sort of numbers you can realistically expect here in the real world. So in order to test that out, we're going to head over to the highway here at night when there's less traffic. I'm going to fill the car all the way up, go out and do 100 miles, come back, fill up at the same pump using the same 3-click fueling method, and get a result. Now, a few things to note for today. Outside temperature will be somewhere in the high 50s to low 60s range. Our tire pressures are going to be set at their door placard 33 psi cold, and I'm going to run the climate control at 73 degrees auto. So let's get this little compact car over to the pump and get started. We are all topped off, put in just over 3 gallons of 87 octane here into the Sentra's tank. And before we start the engine, I'm going to reset the trip computer. All items, yes. Okay. I'm going to reset our GPS. Get the climate control going to 73 auto. Oh, there's no synchronize button right here, so I have to actually go into here. Wait, sync. Okay, cool. And we are ready to begin. All right. We got a few different drive modes here in the Sentra. We have Sport, Standard, and Eco, or Echo perhaps, depending on how you like to pronounce things. We're going to do this test in Eco, and we're going to take it nice and easy over to the highway. It's about half a mile away, and pick up the test from there. I was worried for a moment there that I was having a stroke the way I was speaking. I think we're okay. Now, the goal of this test isn't to hypermile. We're not trying to get the best possible fuel economy for this car, but rather a realistic figure. So in order to do that, I'm getting up to highway speed here at a reasonable pace, and I'm going to set the cruise control to a GPS indicated 71 miles per hour. That should allow us to average 70 over the whole test. Got blind spot monitoring going here. Honestly, this motor, despite not being particularly powerful, the way they've got the CVT tuned, it's really nice and smooth. Now, you can say what you want about Nissan CVTs and their previous reliability, but from a general day-to-day driving perspective, they've actually really dialed this thing in nicely. So I know I've been a bit of a CVT apologist over the years, and Toll for Drives would probably have me crucified, but I really don't mind it. I think the CVT makes sense for a lot of daily driver sort of cars. Looks like our speedometer is about 1 mile per hour high, So 72 on the dash, just giving us 71 on the GPS, and that's where we are going to settle in. We do have Nissan's Pro Pilot Assist on this model, so despite this being more of an affordable type vehicle, it should steer for us. So we see we have it engaged now, and yes, coming through this corner, it has centered us nicely in the lane. It is steering. Can't have your hand off the steering wheel for very long. I also just realized that we are going too fast, so let's dial this down. There we go. Yeah. Honestly, not that loud in here either. I'm actually kind of impressed. We don't have double pane glass, do we? No. Just single pane glass, but it's really not too bad. Okay, anything else? We got a little ambient lighting going, but I think this should be a pretty decent drive. So I'm going to continue on with the test here, test out the Bose sound system with some members-only tracks, and catch up with you at the end. In the meantime, enjoy this time lapse of the entire trip. Coming into the end of the highway fuel economy test here in the Nissan Sentra. This is a nice place to be, especially at about $30,000 or so, as you're seeing it. Sound system is strong. I'm actually pretty happy with the Bose in here. Active lane keeping is working really well. Just change lanes right here, and then you can see it takes a little long to pick back up, but then once it grabs, there you go. Just goes along, doesn't have to bang or bong when you change lanes, anything like that. And then it's nice that it just gives you a big bright visual warning here, and if you don't touch the wheel, then it starts flashing and it's not beeping at you, turning down your music or anything, unless you really ignore it. You can turn the screens down pretty significantly, so that's good. We see here, it's nice and dark. The center screen's still a little bit bright, but good adjustability there, and I like having a physical control, even if it's not a real button. Tack shot, we're looking just a teensy hair under 2,000 RPM here, cruising at 71. I've noticed this engine stays nice low revs for most driving. It's honestly a pretty decent powertrain. I kind of like having a 2-liter as opposed to something a little bit smaller. And obviously no turbos to have to worry about. Fuel economy, just a smidge over EPA according to our readout. 37 MPG is what we're looking at right now. Of course, we'll get it back to the pump and fill it up and crunch our final numbers to see what that comes out to, but not too bad of a figure there. Well, I don't know. I guess that's actually a little bit more open for interpretation. We'll have to see what some of the other vehicles are getting around this class of vehicle. Certainly no Volkswagen Jetta, put it that way. Seat comfort though, good. Nice soft places to put your elbow here because the center console goes up really far. So even if you're shorter, you're not having to worry about that. The steering wheel feels nice. Road noise is good. Yeah, very few complaints. And even my 32-ounce metal water bottle even fits in the center console cup holder. So could be worse here in the Sentra, absolutely. Oh, GoPro is dead. So let's get to the pump, fill it up, crunch our numbers. We are all topped off, put in a total of 2.671 gallons in here. So 100.3 miles traveled divided by 2.671 is giving us, okay, just a hair up over the that 37.5 figure. Mathematically, that would round up to 38, but I'm going to round down to 37. That's a little bit closer to the vehicle's readout, a little bit closer to EPA, and I'd rather be a little bit more conservative so it's easier to make sure you hit that number. So 37 miles per gallon here for the 2026 Nissan Sentra SR Now, the lower grades have different wheels, might get slightly better fuel economy. Is that an amazing figure? No. Is that an acceptable figure? Yes. We've got a naturally aspirated 2-liter, no crazy witchcraft going on in here, no turbos, just a simple, straightforward engine, a simple, straightforward CVT transmission. So, you know, yeah, is it cool to be able to get into something like the Jetta and get nearly 50? Of course. But is that going to drastically change your monthly fuel bill depending on how much driving you do? Not crazy, no. Now, interestingly, only a 12.4 gallon fuel tank in here. So 12.4 gallons times that 37 mile per gallon figure. I guess maybe that's not so crazy for a car this size because we're still getting 450 miles of highway cruising range here in the new Nissan Sentra at 70 miles per hour. So what do you all think? Worth it? Honestly, this is a nice place to be in the highway, and I'd be willing to give up a few MPG to have this sort of comfort at this price point. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the new Sentra, check the link below for all our other coverage, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.